in the
Don't let
background
those
with my
slide. You'll
headphones
break
on.
that glass
Barrel
shut.
break in. Let's talk about barrel break in.
That works for me because I could sure use the entertainment on that.
Oh, are you going to pay attention? Or are you going to be messing around in the background?
Well, I haven't got up, so
All right.
I'm
Well,
really
if you're
paying
going to pay
attention.
attention, we'll talk about barrel breaking.
I'm paying attention. Wait, let me grab my notebook.
You better.
Got it.
All right. Everybody ready now?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Maybe.
Oh, we can stay here for a while.
We've been live for 45 seconds.
Yeah.
What a menagerie we are.
Oh.
Nobody claimed we were professional.
All right, now they know what goes
That's
on in the
important to
background.
remember, folks. We're not pros. We're
We are
volunteers.
amateurs. And on that note, keep it.
Show's over. Go home.
Nice seeing you. Goodbye.
What are you
Oh.
two knotheads up to?
Hello, welcome to the Reloading Podcast here on the Firearms Radio Network, presented by Primary Arms. Hello, everyone. Daniel Anderson. We're not quite to that level of professionalism where we're the Possum Lodge. Sorry. Anyway. So, we'll talk about breaking in a barrel. Elk Blitto one's got a question here he wants to pick on, so we'll pick on that. And then, other than that, just some normal shenanigans and tomfoolery. So, I was at the Dane County Fair last week, looking at 93 different Lego projects, 7 farm dioramas, a tractor pull diorama, 6 STEM projects, 4 robotics projects, 3 electricity projects. So that was my fun.
Sounds neat.
Oh, and I can't forget the rockets. We had rockets.
Oh. There we go. Fireworks.
No, we didn't launch any of them. They won't let us launch them inside.
Oh.
They won't let us even launch them on fairgrounds because I was going to do that, and they said no.
Oh, that sucks.
Sharonda, it's not a stone tablet. It's an Evil Empire tablet.
Is that one of those real ones or just one of those fake ones that you
No,
can
it's an
like,
iPod.
swipe up like those?
Nope.
No, it's an iPod.
No, iPod, yeah, no, it's a Lenovo Yoga Book.
Oh, it is a yoga book, so it is. It's not from the Evil Empire. All right, good. I'm glad to see you aren't using the Evil Empire.
Screw that shit. Mine died after 8 years. No, I just figured I'd put it up on the Primary Arms page.
Yeah. Hey, you know what's fun to do with old iPads?
What's that?
Pull!
Almost got you. I know, it's just it. What am I going to do?
iPads, iPhones.
The damn thing doesn't work anymore. It will not come on. It will not stay on. What are you going to do?
Well, that's because Apple planned in obsolescence.
There is no such thing.
Sure. You think what you want.
You listen to all
I'll
this.
stick with the people that actually break down the code and can figure out what every little piece of code means in the software. So,
Yes, sir.
looks like Jim just walked out of a Vanilla Ice music video.
I
Now, the
see how this
question
show's
is-
gonna go tonight.
Now the question is, does Jim actually know who Vanilla Ice is?
Rap singer.
I'm
That would
impressed.
answers our question.
I'm impressed.
Now, does he know the song?
Oh, I'm sure
No,
not. Stop. Collaborate and listen.
I only listen to that shit. Shut up, Ray.
I got it
You know-
stuck in my head now. I can't get it out.
Good.
That's right.
Good. That's why I don't listen to that shit.
Ray's gonna start doing a dance here
No.
periodically.
Morgan Reagan, I thought you were a
This,
friend.
this white boy can't dance, I'll tell you.
This white boy don't want to dance either. Not that stuff.
All right. So, what's
Ice,
everybody
ice,
else been up
baby.
to?
Oh my God. Echoes Reloading Chamber. Got it.
Mm-hmm. So, what's everybody else been up to?
I had an enjoyable day at the range Sunday. Got all
Nice.
set up, ready to go, and the heavens opened. We got 2 inches of rain. Yeah.
What's the matter? Can't you teach your bullet to dodge the raindrops?
No, it's
Slacker.
yeah. It was just awful.
Yeah, that was the stuff that rolled here through here Saturday night.
Yeah. Sunday was just, and they said 40% chance of rain. I thought, come on. The weatherman's got to be right sometime. No. So, yep.
That's a certain friend of mine named Jeremy Posderick at his River's Edge Tactical Range with a full auto suppressed Tommy gun.
Oh, nice.
Shot one.
He just got a 100-round drum for it, so that's what he was playing with. So I'm really gonna have to get down there. So
Yeah.
Just barely rattled that thing. It sounded
there is
delicious.
nothing like firing a full auto Thompson.
Nope, I've done it. You're right. All you gotta do is set your leg to absorb the recoil, and off you go.
There is a reason they call it the Chicago typewriter. So,
Thompson has got a nice controllable
yeah,
RPM.
it doesn't fire too fast. It doesn't really, as long as you got a decent grip on the front grip, it doesn't really muzzle rise.
No.
Not like
It's,
a M4 or
It's
an
got
AK.
a weird length of pull for me though. It doesn't show its shoulders on.
Well, that's because you got short, stubby arms.
And that's true. That's true.
yeah, but it's
But yeah,
got-
it's definitely designed for a person with longer arms.
yeah, it is.
Or from the hip.
Well, the stock you can tuck underneath your arm
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then come up with it and get your head down on it.
Yeah.
But it's still better than say
bar.
bar is awful, but
Yeah.
a
I was
Stein,
thinking about that.
a Sten or an Uzi,
Or
Uzi
its
or a Mac.
replacement.
Or a Mac.
replacement.
Yeah.
The grease gun.
Grease gun.
Grease gun again is slow. That's only 450 rounds a minute. That's not bad.
That's
but it's-
actually a pleasantly enjoyable gun to shoot. Actually,
Yeah. All
You
things
know.
considered, yeah. But I'd rather shoot a Thompson that's a little more accurate,
Yeah, but I'm just
in my opinion.
A grease gun is a very controllable gun. The 50, 60 yards, you got no problem.
Yep.
Thompson go out to 100, but you got the bulk and the weight.
Yeah.
And Uzis and Macs are just too small and too fast.
my favorite is the Sterling L34A1
Not
If you
shot
don't-
that.
in full auto. If you don't know what it is, look it up.
I know what it is. I'd like to shoot one, but
I did in Vegas. What was that? 2 years or last year?
Oh, so I'm gonna have to go to that place
Yeah.
then, I guess.
It's incredible.
Quiet.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Probably the best one the Brits ever made.
Hmm.
I didn't like the Stens because of the magazine on the side.
Yeah,
So,
it's just, and it was on the wrong side. That's the worst part.
yeah. Yeah, we would love
They don't make those handheld.
yeah.
So Vanessa said A10 GAU. That would be
Yeah.
the gun that the A10 Thunderbolt 2 is built around, or more affectionately known as the Warthog. And then Echo's Reloading Chamber said grease gun, the best 45 bucks Uncle Sam ever spent building a submachine gun pistol. Spudman 76, I would like to try a PPSH 41. I would too.
They're cool. They're very cool.
They're fast.
Yeah, you gotta
They're
control it.
fast.
You have to hold on to that sucker.
What's
Yeah.
yours? 43?
Mine's a PPS 43. Yeah,
43.
I got a PPS 43 SBR. So, but it's a fun that one too.
No, but that's a semi-auto, right?
Mine is, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have that much money.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you can always get your SOT and make it. So.
Yeah, I'll pass on that. That's still a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, no, I can have my SOT in Illinois.
Yeah.
You can't afford to feed it though.
That's the big thing, especially Toporov.
Yeah. See, that's the problem with anything full auto is being able to afford to feed it.
Back when you could reload 9 cheap, absolutely. But
Yeah, because you can make that 41 and that 43 and 9mm though.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. When 41 was cheap, you could easily do it. But
I knew you'd like that.
Oh God, Jorgen.
Jorgen Rangan, you're terrible.
Oh boy.
There goes that sponsor.
Hey, Taco Bell knows their lane, so they're like High Point. They know their lane and stay in it. So
Jorgen, the only problem is nowadays that since they passed that law in '84, is they don't add any more on, and everybody they've inflated the prices so bad.
Yeah, I've heard of ARs way back then. AR is going for $12,000.
Oh, that's cheap nowadays.
Yeah.
thanks, Reagan, Dick.
Yeah.
Thanks, NRA, Dick.
Yeah, they sold the full auto down the road.
And the worst part is now is there's been attempts to, but unfortunately, there is a crap ton of people that have bought full autos as investments, and so now they fight tooth and nail to keep it from happening.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, yeah. When you pay $85,000 for a gun, you don't want it to go down in price.
Nope.
So, anyhow, what did we have up here from Elk Blood? Devil's advocate here. Which actually affects the stability of a rifle bullet when choosing a twist rate? The overall length or the length of the bearing surface? AOL or OAL. That's how long the bullet is. The longer the bullet, the faster the twist rate's got to be. We get something in the
Oh, I'm kind of depressed. That was a quick answer.
Yeah, well, you can go by bearing. You can try bearing surface and see if it would help. But
I mean, if you're not spinning it fast enough, you can have all the bearing surface in the world. It's not going to make a difference.
right,
But
right.
but here's a question to follow up on that.
Okay.
If you have a longer bearing surface, do you need a different twist rate?
Yeah, you do. You do. If you got long enough bearing surface, then your bullet's going to be overall is going to be shorter per weight. So you can do with a slower twist weight. Okay, twist rate. If you have a long bearing surface, per the caliber of the gun. Round nose bullets are well known to use a slower twist rate, even if they're heavy. So, but long pointy bullets with pointy back ends, they got to go pretty fast to keep them stable.
Let's face it. I think the answer is a combination of both: a good long bearing surface and a twist rate.
Mm,
It's a combination. Not when I say good long, you can't get a long bearing surface with a Bowtail rebated Bowtail bullet spire point. You can't get you can't get a good twist. What the hell am I talking about?
I don't know. Shit.
we're waiting.
Yeah, the bearing surface of a Bowtail spire point or pointy nose bullet, the bearing surface can't be as long as the same equivalent weight of a round nose bullet. Because
Okay.
a round nose bullet usually got a square shank, which shortens up the rear end, and which also shortens up the front end.
Okay. So, and it's going to be more dart-like, right?
The pointy nose bullet, hell yes.
No, a round nose is going to be more dart-like.
Okay, I see what you mean.
It's just because of it's closer to the center of gravity. The point of the bullet, the round nose, and it's going to fill the bore, and it's normally got a flat base on it, so it's just getting pushed from that. So you can sit down with it and run a slower twist. A lot of 22-250s sit down with a 1 in 14 twist, and you can run a 63 grain Sierra round semi round nose in that one, but you go to a 55 grain Bowtail hollow point, it won't shoot.
Jordan Rang had summed up what I was trying to say very eloquently. A very low drag should have less bearing surface than equivalent round or flat point, yet are longer and require higher twist rates. That's what I was trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
And the man said it better than I did.
Yeah. The only thing is he made a change, faster twist rate.
Right.
So it's actually lower, but he corrected that. So
yeah.
The higher the number, the 1 to 10 or 1 to 12, 1 to 14, 1 to 16 in 22 long rifle, the higher that second number, the slower the twist rate. So a 1 in 7 is a faster twist rate than a 1 in 12.
Agreed.
Or if you're looking for an 8.6, 1 in 3. So Echo's reloading chamber asked about what about the zinc bullets? He said, what about zinc? The bullets are very long but very light. I honestly don't know. I wish Andy was here. I don't see him in the chat.
Andy is in the channel. That's fine.
Okay.
Length of the bullet is what
is the key.
What's the key?
Okay.
The longer the bullet, the faster the twist has to be.
Yeah.
So, in handguns, you're not going to find many handguns that have a twist faster than 1 in 14 or 1 in 16. Most of them.
Right.
It's not. I don't expect to see a zinc bullet that would require a twist faster than that, because handgun bullets are built, short.
Yep. Andy did chime back and says, I have no issues with zinc bullets being lighter. So he's still using the same twist rate for the same, because he's casting. So whether he's casting a lead bullet or he's casting a zinc bullet, he's using the same twist rate for both bullets.
And they're the same length of bullet. It's
right.
Not changing any.
Yep. And thank you for the compliment, Echo's reloading chamber. So, as Paul Loud pointed out, you are still constrained by the chamber.
Yeah.
Maybe yes, maybe no. It all depends. I mean, if you want to get serious and you want to literally shove it against the lens, the rifling, then chamber doesn't really matter. So I don't know. I've never played around with bullet seating depth enough to check and see if it helps having no jump or not. But I would suspect it's like everything else in this hobby. Your mileage may vary.
That's for sure.
You may have a load that works perfect in one, and you switch to a different one, and the chamber is just different enough for the rifling twist where they started the threading is. Thanks, Shrenda. Dang it, Shrenda, you're loud. Anyway, so you can have where the rifling. I mean, yeah, you've got your twist as it goes down, but there isn't a guarantee that the bore, if it's bored out or however they're making the rifling, if it's pulled through or whatever they're doing, just like threads on a bolt or on a nut, there's no guarantee that your rifling start is going to be at the same clock positions. So say you've got 4-groove rifling, you may have one rifle where it's at 10, 4, 8, and 2, or 8 and 10. And on the other, it's just twisted just a little bit, like at the 30s, and you don't get the same results. So
You're right, because those barrels are made in production, and when they put them in there, something round, you can start anywhere, and that's all. The starting point is always going to be 0 degrees. But the way the threads go, the way you thread the barrel into the receiver, the starting point on the thread could be, like Mike said, 1, 3, 6, 9, 12, whatever. It could be anywhere. It could be any one of those 360 degrees.
And it depends upon who's doing the
Cutting.
chambering, and because a good gunsmith is going to find the high end of it, and he's going to put that to the top. Okay, so
Excuse me, Paul. What do you mean by the high end, sir?
well, as you go through the concentric, the bore, there's a high end to every rifle. Okay, the nothing is 100% concentric.
Okay.
When they drill, you mean there's a high end to the to the actual hole between the outside of the barrel and the inside,
Right.
and there's a fat end down at the other end. Okay, so
You're talking about the variances in wall thickness between
right, the wall thickness
between
in
the bore
between,
and the
right.
bore of the gun,
And a
the
gunsmith is going to put that high end up to the top when he custom chambers a barrel, because he understands how the barrel whip will happen.
Okay, I'll go along with that.
On higher, you're saying the thicker wall would be the top.
Yes.
No, the thinner wall will be
Thinner
the top.
wall.
The thinner wall will be the top.
Oh, that's right, because it's going to deflect more with the thinner wall.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Mike's showing us actually, Mike, if you back up, hold on, keep that off center for a second. What Paul's talking about is the exaggeration. Mike's exaggerating with his bore scope, but you see how it appears that his chamber is off center.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, all appears just like that. Hold that, Mike. Right there.
Yeah.
That's what Paul's talking about. And that's just an example, an illustration. That's all. But Paul's talking about putting the thinnest part of the barrel at the top of the rifle as it's assembled.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of thought that was one that absolutely needed a visual in
It
order
did.
to understand.
Mike's got
Oh.
something in his hand.
They didn't see the whole thing at one time, so YouTube can get.
So it's just something a good gunsmith understands, and he can measure it out when he's mounts the barrel up into his lathe, and comes in with his range rods to figure out where everything is. So,
And he'd adjust that by what? Adjusting the shoulder to
right,
made up to the receiver where he wants it, then cut the chamber.
right.
Okay.
You cut the outside first. You'll thread the barrel first, and then you'll come in and chamber the gun.
Okay. That's what I was thinking.
So,
As Elk Blitto once said, no rifle barrel is perfectly straight. They all have a bow to them. And
Yeah.
that's what a good gunsmith's doing, is figuring out how to use the bow to your advantage instead of a disadvantage. And then Daniel Anderson followed up with, seating a bullet changes the volume and case and pressure. Deeper bullet, higher pressure, higher velocity. I think the argument is strictly accuracy. That goes back to answering my question on seating depths of bullets, how deep you seat it or how far out you seat it, regardless. So, and typically, my understanding is just because you seat it out farther doesn't mean you throw more powder in it after.
no, but that's a condition of the throat.
Right.
So, if the throat is long, well, now you can sit down and say, I can seat it longer and put more powder in,
Right?
Because I got this big jump I got to deal with.
Yeah.
Okay. And so,
But I mean, how long are you talking where you actually are going to look at?
well, it depends. I mean, I can sit down and say to my gunsmith and or have a reamer made to sit down and say, this is how I want this reamer. Here's my neck and here's how much jump and what the angle is and everything else. I can do that, where Remington was notorious for sitting there and chambering a barrel and having this Weatherby jump in there. Okay. So it's your choice. This is some of your choices that you have or what you have to deal with.
And what he means by a Weatherby jump is meaning it's going to have a longer
Right.
jump between your standard cartridge overall length and the actual rifling. That's how Weatherby was able to essentially load their cartridges a little hotter, because that jump helps drop the pressure so rapidly that they're still getting speed without blowing up the gun.
Yeah.
If you were to take say you figured out how, which to my knowledge, with basically most of the way the Weatherby cartridges are designed, it's really hard to stick it in another firearm. But say somewhere on the face of the planet, you have a normally designed firearm with a normal gap versus a Weatherby gap, and you tried to fire a Weatherby round in it, the pressure difference could be enough to cause catastrophic failure. Not guaranteeing it, but that's one of the reasons that Weatherby designed them like that, because he wanted to go fast as possible.
Mm-hmm. And Paul Loud is there a recommended seating guideline for loading rifle bullets long?
Hey, look at him using the correct term.
Yeah.
So he's saying, if the rifle has a lot of free bore, how much of the projectile should be in the case if trying to load close to the lands? And so free bore is the actual correct term to designate that distance. So look at him being all fancy out there in Maine.
Yeah.
He's probably sitting there with his fancy hat and tails watching the show tonight on his fancy television in his fancy reloading room. Aren't you there, Fancy Paul?
Boy, oh boy, Mike, you definitely invited that one.
Well, I couldn't resist. Anyway, so Paul's going to kind of cover that.
All right, we're going to take a look here. This is a 75 grain bullet in a 6mm Remington, and that bullet comes right about here right now in a long throat. The end of the ogive is right there. So You're looking at least 1/3 of the bullet should be in the case. All right. I try not to get any bullet any deeper than right at the neck shoulder junction. So that's what we're trying to do as we look at this. 1/3 inside the case minimum.
Now that's not just 1/3 bearing surface, right? That's 1/3 of the overall projectile. So if it's
1/3 of
tail,
right.
okay. I wanted to clarify that.
Mm-hmm. Let me see if I got a. There's the boat tail. So
The way you're going to see it on screen, folks, is the difference in the color. It's only about, looks like it's about the boat tail on that bullet. Looks to be about 1/16, maybe at the most 1/8 of an inch long, Paul.
yep.
And he's got that down inside that doesn't touch the wall of the case. Paul froze up. Doesn't touch the wall of the case. It doesn't actually touch the rifling of the bullet, or rifling in the gun.
So that's what I'm kind of looking at. It's going to be some of the rebated bullets that you can get have a big are very long in the boat tail,
Right.
but most of them are going to be more along the lines of this design
The
here.
rebated boat tail Paul's talking about is going to be on custom designed bullets,
Yeah.
custom made bullets. Whereas what Paul had in his hand is 6mm caliber, 24 caliber, but it's also production made, which is much easier to make in the production dies.
Yes, it is. So
No, when you're talking about rebated boat tail, you're talking about
that's
like
not
that?
a rebated boat tail. No, that is just
That's an FMJ.
That's an FMJ, but it has a longer boat tail than what it is. But a rebated boat tail will
I'll Google it up.
step in at the boat tail and then come down. So in other words, there's a shoulder at the boat tail.
Almost like a bottleneck cartridge, really.
Yeah. Yes.
I was looking around to see if I had anything laying around that would work, but I don't. So
It's very difficult to come by a rebated boat tail bullet. I really don't have any. There we go. You see on the right-hand side the bullet that has a shoulder on it and then comes into it, and how much longer the boat tail is than the one on the left.
yeah, just a little bit there.
Yeah. But very expensive making rebated boat tail bullets.
That's right. This is custom made bullets usually.
Yeah.
I could get into that, but it's so expensive. You know, you're talking $2,000 just to get tooled up.
Well, I would think that CNC, they would be CNC'd.
These are swage bullets, Mike. These are not CNC.
Right. But what I'm saying is, I'm saying you could swage them, or I mean, CNC them.
Yeah, you could, but they would usually be monolithic. One alloy, one metal. This is a copper jacket with a lead core.
Yeah.
Anyway, hopefully that helps.
Yeah, it did.
See, there, this piece of the Stone Age came in handy, Sharanda. Get me off this screen. God, dog, man.
You did it.
I know. But I also had to take in, you can see, it's funny, you can see the striations in the bullet jacket from where the nose was formed down in that's got so much detail. God, dog, man.
Yeah, you can go a bullet diameter, and that it's going to depend upon your gun, your dies, and how straight everything is going to be as you do it. The reason I'm saying this is some guns are not going to be straight in the bore from chambering. They're going to have they're going to be off, and it causes problems that way. A lot of competition shooters and prairie doggers like myself will seat our bullets long, pack them up, and then the day before we go out to shoot, we will spend the day with a arbor press and our hand dies and seat our bullets down to make things work. But we're using some kind of a die to make sure that we keep everything straight. That's the key that I think people have to understand, is that the straighter the bullet is going to be seated into the case, the better off you're going to be as far as accuracy wise.
Anyway, we're going to talk about barrel break-in regimen.
Yeah, and cleaning, gun cleaning. Someone needs to learn.
Don't know who that lady would be. I'm sorry.
Some person has a question about cleaning guns and barrel break-in.
Mine was simple. The way I did it, I had a brand new gun. I broke it in this way. Shot once, clean the barrel. Shot twice, clean the barrel. Shot 3 times, clean the barrel. Shot 5 times, 4 times, shot, clean the barrel. 5 times, clean the barrel. And then after that, it was up to 10. And I cleaned the barrel.
Okay, what was the barrel maker's recommendation?
I don't know. It came from Midway USA.
Oh, okay.
Larry Potterfield.
Okay. So some barrel makers have recommendations on how they want you to clean the gun. So I say you follow those guys' suggestion. I'm more along the lines is the first thing that I do is I clean the bore, inspect it, and make sure it's 100% clean. Wipe it out with alcohol before I shoot.
What type of alcohol? 90%.
The denatured alcohol is the best. Yeah.
Something that'll evaporate away and won't leave a residue.
Right. And that's what you're looking at. I don't like, 90% and 80% and 60%, whatever. They all have some water in them, and I don't like to do that. Then I'll shoot 5 rounds slowly. Pull the gun off, and then take and clean the bore. Bore guide, nylon brush. I use CLR, but not everybody wants to do that. So use a carbon remover. Never ever use anything like sweets or something like that happen to have ammonia in them because they can erode the bore and cause other problems in a bore. If it's got copper in it and it's not too badly done, JB Borshine and Kroll oil on a nylon brush. Maybe 10 passes with that. Pull that out, and then use a jag. I use Parker Hale Jags and paper towels, and fit that through and push that through, and then inspect it, see if I've got everything out of it. Shoot 5
Paul?
more rounds. Yes, sir.
Paul? Okay, you said use the Parker Hale Jag and paper towel.
Right.
Okay, it sounds like you're making your own patches.
Yeah. The reason is that paper towels are easy to keep around, and the Parker Hale Jags are. Hold 1 second, gentlemen.
Well, what I'm getting at is how big do you tear the patches apart? I mean, how big are the patches, 1 by 1? Well, he's offline.
Yeah, he's gonna go grab. Yeah,
What
so
the
he's
hell
just
is that on his chair cushion? Are those flowers?
could be
Oh, that's cute.
he might have appropriated that from the spouse. Not fast enough, Jim.
I bet you stole it from the lawn furniture.
Could be. We're talking about where you got your cushion from on your chair. Tom.
Oh yeah, stole it from the lawn furniture is right. Yeah.
There you go. So is that like regular Bounty paper towels, or is that
Yeah,
the
This
Scott
is
Shop-
Bounty paper
Shop-
towel.
Okay.
And if you look, this is that funny Parker Hale cleaning jag.
Okay.
It's
Oh.
kind of got ridges all over it, and paper towel, and
So that was about 2x4
yeah, 2x4.
for a 30 caliber.
This is a 22 caliber
Okay.
jag, so you can make them. It just tear it off of a roll of paper towels and
Mhm.
work from there.
Thanks,
And
Paul.
you can put a little Kroll oil on it, put it through, and keep running them through to the end. They don't cost anywhere near what cotton is nowadays,
Mhm.
and they when you're in a prairie dog town, the paper towels actually do dissolve, and when they get blown away in the wind, and you're not really littering. I mean, so it's a simple, inexpensive way to do it. You can get the Jags from Jay Dewey and as far as the Parker Hale Jags, and they have them in all different sizes, and you can get male or female. I prefer using male rods and female Jags because I have a solid rod then to knock things out. They also make an adapter so you can interchange it one way or the other. They're pretty. Dewey is pretty cool as far as their stuff. I took a look at Bortec today, and they're making some really nice rods too. And I was trying to explain to Sherenda to when you buy a cleaning rod, to buy a cleaning rod that is long enough so you're not banging your hand into the stock, the rifle stock, as you're cleaning the gun. So measure over the overall length of the gun and buy a cleaning rod that's long enough so you don't run your hand into the stock.
Or the action.
The stock is what you're worried about. I mean, really. I mean, you put a bore guide in, and you're sitting there running the rod into into the gun. If you got to lift your hand up to get over the stock because of how tall the stock is in the back, you're not doing yourself any good. You want to get it nice and straight. So long rods work out very nicely. Coated rods are the best that I've found. And I have names for my female names for my guns. Not that I know of. He, she, and it.
Paul Loud is definitely busted chops tonight.
Yeah.
He's in primary style tonight because basically it looked like you made it. Shrenda, you want to tell him?
Say it again.
You want to tell him what it looked like Paul Nelson made on the wrapped around the Jag?
Oh, yeah. No, she doesn't want to say that. Okay.
I don't even know where we're going with this, Jim. My mind wasn't on the
When
same
we're off
wavelength as yours.
after the show.
Paul may give his rifles girls' names. Nick sleeps with his rifles when Candy's not around.
I definitely gave this one a nickname. It was by accident. I called mine the Greedy Creedy.
The green what?
The Greedy Creedy, because it seems like every damn day I'm spending some money on it.
Well, you damn well better since you didn't pay for the rifle, you bum.
Well, that's how they get you.
Right?
Shit, what do you think about us poor peons that have to buy our gun
Look.
and the accessories?
Look,
Yeah, no
because they know how to get this idiot right here. Oh, we'll give her a gun and she'll just go out and pad the pockets of our secret sister shell companies called accessories.
Well, not accessories, necessities.
Correct.
That too.
Accessories would be matching earrings to go with your purse,
Right. You
which
need
some
things.
people think are necessities.
Well, I match my range bags to my guns. Does that count?
Yeah, you have to
Yes.
match your rings to your gun and rings to the scope, and you have to, you have to match your slings and your bipods and your cleaning kit and everything else, and you got to match your gun case. So and then personalize it. How many? What are they? They have stickers there over at the Patriot Patch Company that Shrenda's got to look at.
Oh, I got
in order to go over her gun case.
No, I got stickers. The problem with the Patriot Patch stickers is they're so nice, you really don't want to put them on anything that's gonna make them get scuffed up.
Well, it's what you have to do.
They live in a box, and I pull them out like once a week and look at each sticker again, and then pack them back up.
Put them on your gun cases, and that way you're all set. Yeah.
I do have a loaner scope, so I'm excited about that.
Your sticker?
You have a loaner scope?
I do.
What do you have?
I have.
There we go.
I showed them. Well,
I have the Bushnell Match Pro.
Okay. What is it in?
6x24.
Oh,
6 through 24 by 50.
All right. What about what is it? Mill dots or a mill or
Hold on. Double check. It is mill. Yep, it's mill.
do you know how to work that?
Well, I'll find out. Well,
Okay.
so here's how I ended up getting this one. So I had to make sure that both guns were going to fit in my case. And my friend's husband had a couple of scopes. So he said, well, bring your rifle and your case over, and we'll just put it on there long enough to make sure that it's will fit in your case. And then it turned into, well, why it's on there and you're not using it, you might as well let me take it to Arizona. I don't have anything on it. I could break it in the desert.
Have you ordered your Kaizen foam yet?
Yes, I don't know if it'll be here before I leave, but it'll be here when I get back.
Okay.
So I'm ready. And this one's first focal plane. I had a
Good.
friend that had also lent me one to have to take, and it was second focal plane. So
That'll
I'll
be a
put
little
that-
bit of an adjustment.
yeah. So
Bushnell made a first focal plane optic? Wow.
Oh yeah.
Right?
yep.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So back to the cleaning of the bore.
The regimen.
The
for breaking in a
regiment.
barrel.
Yep.
We shot 5 times. We cleaned it. We're going to shoot another 5 times. We're going to clean it. Same way. I'll go up to 10 times after that. Clean it. 10 times after that. Clean it. 10 times. Clean it. That's it. We're at 50 rounds. Time to go ahead and shoot the gun. Unless a barrel maker tells me that they want it done another way. You're going to inspect it for copper and everything else. And you're going to inspect, for any problems or anything else that you're having. If you notice there's a place that it's building up copper, you get an idea if it's in the same place every time. And
What if it's just a Blinken gun?
same thing. It doesn't matter. It still gets the same treatment.
Okay. I was wondering if you did it differently.
No, they all ARs get the same treatment as a precision bolt action. 22 long rifle gets the same thing. It's
Have you ever used any of those break-in bullets?
I have tried them. Not
I've
ever
never even
again.
heard of those.
Yeah.
Any luck?
No.
No noticeable difference?
I've noticed a difference. Yeah. I noticed a difference in how fast that bore wore out. So, no.
Okay.
I have tried what's his name's of bullets, and I've had
Those tub bullets.
Tubs, yes,
Yeah.
Tubs, 22 caliber 80 grain bullets, and used only the last 3, and I moved my bore almost 2/1000ths of an inch, and did not receive any more accuracy in that movement. And that was with 15 bullets, 5 shots clean, 5 shots clean, 5 shots clean, test it for accuracy. And you get 10 bullets, I think? You get 10 different grits, if I remember right. So, no, don't use them.
I agree, because you're actually it's like taking a grinding wheel to the inside of your bore.
But I had a 223 that was dying, and I wanted it, and they said they could restore the accuracy.
Did it?
So no, nope. So was it too far gone? I don't know, but it sure moved the lands and grooves.
When you say moved, what do you mean? Enlarged them?
And yes, gave me a longer throat, and by moving them, also wearing them down.
Okay.
So,
Well, can we get back on topic? Back to the bore cleaning regimen for
Sure.
break-in barrels.
yeah,
Well, that's part of the topic, so.
Okay.
yeah. It's. I mean, he says that you can use his bullets to break in a barrel. Most of the people that I know of say, the barrel makers say, no way, we don't warranty anything. So, and if you're buying barrels, guys, and you're going to have one spun up for a gun, clean it first, inspect it first before you send it off to the gunsmith.
Thanks,
So you know where it's going.
Jim's holding his bore scope in his hand, saying that's a good thing to have.
Yeah.
Teslong digital borescope, Sharinda. TESLONG.
And Nick has got a spare one to sell you.
For how much, Nick? Message me.
I do not have one to sell.
Damn. Candy took it.
No, Dad took it. Dad
I
took it.
claimed it.
Dad claimed it.
There's some of the money he owes me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So does anybody do a barrel break-in that's different from what Paul does? Jim?
Well, like I said, I got my recommendation from Larry Potterfield, and it was for a Savage Model 12. It's upstairs, 223. That thing's shooting 5/8 of an inch at 100 yards.
Okay.
I really don't have any complaints. And matter of fact, I also bought a Mossberg Predator in 223, and I broke it in the same way. Shoot once, clean the barrel. Shoot 2 shots, clean the barrel. Shoot 3 shots, clean the barrel. 4 shots, clean the barrel. 5 shots, clean the barrel. Then shoot 5, clean, 5, clean, 5, clean. Then you want to move up to 10. That's up to you.
Is this episode gonna be up before the end of next week?
No.
No.
Okay. Jim,
No.
give me that again. 1, 2.
1 shot clean, 2 shots clean, 3 shots clean, 4 shots clean, 5 shots clean, 5 shots clean, 5 shots clean.
What are you using to clean your bore with, Jim?
Solid cleaning rod, like you said.
Chemical?
What
Use
solvent?
a jag. You use cotton patch and jags. But no, I never saw the cleaning jags until tonight that you're using, Paul. I like that better because of the paper towel. It's a little bit thinner, but it's probably, you have to learn how long to tear the paper towel to get a good, smooth, snug fit in those lands and grooves.
Doesn't take much. I mean, it first 2 times you can figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, so.
Well, you already gave most of it away when you say 2 inches by 4 inches.
Yeah.
That's a 4-inch wrap. 4-inch wrapping around a 224 caliber jag, not diameter, caliber. Jag made for 224 diameter.
And they make jags in 6 millimeter, and and all the other things all the other calibers. So look at what Dewey carries, and you can order what you need. And they make them.
Show notes for it.
And they make both the female and male threads. So if you have a female rod, you can get a proper jag for it, and you can and then I use plastic bore brushes. Now, how many people use plastic bore brushes?
I have a few.
So how I do mine is 1 shot clean, 10 times. I'm trying to remember what I used last time I used for cleaning or for cleaner. I want to say I was actually using Otis's CLP.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to mention I use good old number 9.
Okay. So, yeah, I think I was using Otis's CLP because I was at the range doing it, and I didn't bring the other. So, and then I'll shoot 5 and clean, and then 5 and clean. So, 10 singles, and then 5 and clean, 5 and clean. So, 20 shots is what I'm doing.
Okay.
But as you found out, Sharonda, when you started to research, there's a whole bunch of different options and stuff. So basically, what you got to do is talk to people that have done a lot of shooting and have had a lot of barrels and have a lot of success. So but I am not one of those because I've never replaced a barrel on any gun ever. So that's how much I've not shot. So, but
We're chuckling about the peanut gallery.
yep.
There's a
Yeah.
running battle between Sharp and Loud out there.
Mm-hmm. So,
Daniel Anderson says he uses Ed's Red as a cleaning solvent.
Heads
I-
red.
I have not used that.
I think
I remember
that's
hearing something about using transmission fluid.
I think it's a transmissions at Marvel Mystery Oil. I don't remember one of the two.
Hmm.
It's one of those homebrew ones.
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
Go ahead.
Coil.
this
Yeah.
works.
Coil
This
works. Yeah.
That works.
good old number 9.
If you got a lot of carbon in the gun, KG Carbon Out works good. It's expensive though.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know what you're going to have. I mean, that something like that, you're talking a few thousand rounds to build up enough carbon to make that worthwhile, I would think. And you're probably going to use it more on your bolt than your bore, if like for an AR or something along that lines. So,
So you guys are saying you break in every barrel. I mean, I can understand your
new guns
quality-
only.
Right, but if you get just what I would say a duty AR, you're going to treat it like that's a match barrel.
I break them in the same every way, so I don't.
Military don't.
I mean, my way I'm doing it's not as serious as like say a lot of people do for match barrels. I just have, like I said, and I'm not scrubbing the bore clean. I guarantee you, if Paul came along and looked at my bore in between cleanings, he'd be like, "I thought you said you cleaned this thing." I guarantee you.
My duty gun right now, I don't
Hold that
I
up,
think I
Paul. Hold
got
that up.
50 and then maybe cleaned it.
JB Bright.
Yep.
JB Borbright. Looks like Jules Rouge.
Yeah.
It's not abrasive. It's very if kind of abrasive it is a very 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 fine abrasive. It on the fingers you don't you it just feels a little greasy, and it does a good job of polishing a bore and removing copper and carbon. So I like it. It isn't as aggressive as some people use. He makes another one, JB Bore Compound, which is more aggressive than this. And there's ISO Borbright. That's another one that's people use. I haven't experimented with that. I kind of stuck with this, and this is probably my 3rd or 4th jar of it. So
Yeah, we use some of that JB Bore, the paste, for some
Yeah.
of our older milsurp that are kind of dark, have a dark bore, and it cleans them up pretty good.
Mm-hmm. So if you have light copper and everything else in there, this stuff is it's fast. It on a nylon brush, you're not being real aggressive in there as far as working it, and I just find that it cleans well, and like Mike said, I'm expecting I inspect after I use it. So if I see a place where I'm having copper fouling that's a problem, I can go in and say, okay, with my bore scope, I can say, here's where I'm having a problem, and go in with my brush and attack that area a little more than if I was just going and doing the whole bore at one time. So it helps to keep things clean and just help smooth things out. And I find that it works well in new bores to make things happen better.
Okay, continuing. Okay, breaking in a new barrel. Everybody goes through their break-in period, whatever the manufacturer says or whatever your method is. Have you noticed after so many rounds before the barrel calms down, you start getting more consistent groups?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've always noted about 150, 200 rounds before it starts to settle in.
Should be after about, for the way I break it in, should be after 100 rounds. It should be where, where it's at. It will get faster approaching 500 rounds. The barrel will get faster. And it'll, depending upon the twist rate and the caliber, and the speed, 2,500. I mean, you're talking the end of life for, say, a 22-250 or a fast 6mm. That's pretty much getting close to the end of life of barrel.
Yeah, we have anything that fast. We've never come close to shooting it out.
So I can get a 223. They're going to go about 5,000 rounds.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. And the slower you go, the longer the barrel's going to last.
Yeah.
So it's let's face it, guys. It's a matter of erosion. How much heat you're putting into the barrel, and keeping it clean. I mean, carbon. I don't know about you, but carbon is a pretty strong abrasive.
That's a fact. That is an absolute Class A fact. Let's face it. If you put enough pressure on carbon, it'll become a diamond.
Right. So,
have you ever picked up a piece of charcoal, Paul, and felt the grittiness of it on your fingers?
Sure.
We all have.
I tried to get around that by using coated bullets with HBN2 on my faster guns. So I don't. It helps with keeping my guns cleaner at the cost of more powder. So I have to increase the amount of powder I use to keep the velocities where I want them when I impact coat them with HBN2 and coat the barrel with HBN2.
So, Spudman 76 says, I don't like those long barrel break-in procedures. Running around across the crown makes me cringe. This is just my opinion.
Well, we're running it from the
muzzle end.
We're not running it from the muzzle end. We're running it from the breech end.
Yeah.
And you should be using a guide rod.
Yep.
And hang on a second, guys.
So
This is one of my Sinclair guide rods, and it uses
now that goes in the breech, right?
that goes into the breech, and it has interchangeable plugs on the back end of it, on the this part that goes into the breech.
Yeah.
Okay, it has an O-ring seal.
Yep.
And it is adjustable.
If I understand that correctly, that's basically a chamber plug.
Just about. But
Except, of course, it's hollow.
It's hollow. Have a solvent port in it, and you're able to lock that into the chamber, and you're
By using
patch.
the bolt cutout.
The bolt cutout, and using the patch like this here, this part of the patch is larger than the diameter of the jag. So as soon as it comes out the bore, you can stop it and not affect the crown of the bore. And it doesn't wear away the throat, and it kind of makes it a little
Keeps it
easier
from
to clean.
slapping around in there.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys clean your the actual chamber? I always seem to take a bigger, slightly larger brush, plastic brush, to clean the actual chamber where the shell would be, instead of the
Sure.
regular bore brush.
Sure.
I have a chamber cleaning set up. Yes.
Yeah.
Go to Dewey, and they have a complete set that will allow you to clean the bolt faces, the interior bolt faces, and clean the chamber itself.
Yeah, I think a lot of people fail to clean the chamber, which that's why I get stuck rounds. One way getting stuck rounds, get them clean it.
That can happen, but there's something else. If you're getting a stuck round in there,
You got a burr.
You got a burr or something
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
But if you get junk, let's say it's dusty out and you're getting dust in between your bolt face and locking lugs in there, you can put wear on your locking lugs by not cleaning out that area.
Yep.
In there. So they make a shorter rod that you can put in, get into the bolt faces and recesses, and using I'm going to call them a dental dam. It's a cotton pad that you can reach in there and cut and adjust so it fits into the bolt face, so you can get into all the recesses in your bolt and clean it out. And I'll bet you if I took anybody's bolt action and ran one of those in there, they would be surprised to see how much junk came out.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I know the tool you're talking about. I don't have one, but I know exactly the tool you're talking about.
So
It takes that dental dam, or that plug, if you want to call it that, and puts it crossways to the bore, and you go up inside the cutouts for the bolt lugs.
right. Yep. And you just have to learn how far to cut them, because a lot of times that dental dam is way too big just the way it is, and you want to cut it so it just a little bit oversized, so it comes in and catches into the corners and everything else of your the races and that of your bolt action.
Where are we at, Mike?
I'm looking to see if I can find those things he was talking about, but I can't because Dewey's site is being a pain in the ass.
Hang on a sec.
So I don't know. There's something wrong with their site right now. But yeah, I give up. Their site's being a pain in the ass right now. Whatever. Anyway. Oh, here you go, Sharonda. Oh, that's an AR kit.
Sharenda, look at your screen.
Your screen's blank or black.
Yeah, I turned it off already, but this is what I'm using. The
Oh,
Nova Yoga book.
so why did it sound like you said the Nova ugly? What'd you say?
The Novo Yoga book.
Gotcha.
So this is the attachment for the cleaning rod, and that's an old dental dam that's in there that was in a in to clean something out. I don't remember what I was using this one for at the time. So that's all it is a piece of aluminum with a groove cut in it and a set screw to hold it in.
And threads right into the cleaning rod.
Threads right into the cleaning rod.
So Sharonda, for a J. Dewey complete bolt action rifle cleaning kit 6.5 model, $85.
That's not bad. That's dedicated to one caliber.
Yep.
That's fine.
Longest is a 44-inch rod though. And then you
Needs a
need
50.
4 guide. And then you can swap out for the Parker Hale Jag style versus
I
the
happen to
standard
know
Jag.
somebody who could do some drilling and tapping on a piece of 50-inch steel.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do.
Huh. Does he
What are you
have
gonna
a
coat it
pretty
with?
wife?
What am I going to cut it with? Chop saw?
No, what are you going to coat?
Oh, that'll be on Sharenda. Let her do powder coat.
I don't even think I have anything wide enough to bake that in.
There you go. There you go, dear.
Oh, the shotgun cleaning kits aren't bad.
No.
Shotgun cleaning kit for 20 gauge is only $46.50.
It's not bad.
Comes with a nylon coated shotgun rod. You choose the rod length. It comes in the clear plastic rod tube, which is normally extra. Comes with a bronze bore brush, a 20 gauge cotton bore mop, round cotton patches, and then it comes with Rand Born Bolt 4 ounce. So, and then they make pistol cases and stuff too. So,
And that's all from a sponsor called Primary Arms.
oh, I found this was actually on Dewey, J. Dewey.
Oh, my bad.
So, I don't believe Primary Arms carries J. Dewey, but we'll take a look.
Sharenda,
Yes,
your gun, it's a Savage, correct?
that is correct.
If you go to Savage's website and go to FAQ and you search there, they've got a break-in procedure listed on their website.
I saw that and I called them today and was like, yo, I see this is about 9 years old. Y'all still support this? And they go, well, yeah, but we're gonna re-look at this since it's 9 years old.
God, talk about a week. Talk
Yeah,
about the artful dodger.
Well, I'm like, I think y'all pretty much figured out by now. If I get something and I'm interested, I dig all into it. So first thing I do is I go to the manufacturer's website Y'all, I'm starting to think they maybe have me on caller ID because there's a couple of places I called. They were like, "Hey, Shred," and I'm like, "Oh, they must got caller ID." And have I really called that much?
Well, let me ask you this: who makes Savage barrels?
My particular one was made by MDT.
Talk to them about break-in procedure.
Your barrel was made by MDT?
No, the
No,
chassis is made
no,
by
I'm
Chassis
sorry. Yeah,
was.
the chassis. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I haven't asked that far.
Savage makes their own barrels.
Which Jim? That's why I called them directly. It's like, yo, got a question.
Understood.
I bet they're like, hell, they're probably gonna be like, ugh, why did we ask her to be a brand ambassador? She asked too many goddamn questions.
Yeah, but you know what? You're a great PR for them too, because the fact that friendly face and all that. But the thing is too, you're representing the brand.
Well, I'm
Give you
also representing the people like me that don't know jack about what they're doing.
John Q. Public, otherwise and better known as the Unicorn Lady.
You know, I can honestly say there's only been one thing disappointing throughout this whole Savage experience.
What's that?
They didn't send me a coffee cup.
They send you $1,000 rifle and you're bitching about a 25
They sent
cent
me
cup.
a box full of these cool t-shirts and hoodies and vests, and I dug through all the box first looking for a coffee cup, and then I was like, oh, and then went back to the clothes and looked.
Sharenda, if you get somebody from Savage on this show, you can take and put in a bitch for them to them, okay?
Yeah, I'm saving it like later. And they'd be like, you need anything? Yeah, I need an insulated coffee cup.
God.
Shrenda's one of those people that she goes over to the cupboard to open up, and like 30 of them fall out because she can't fit them all in there, but she still wants more.
Sharp's got you, Sharenda.
With 6 years colony manufacturer, and they see your number and play rock paper. I bet you they do. Like, I'm serious. I bet they do. You know, it's sad. Like, I even had one company just randomly call me and say, hey, so-and-so gave me your number and said you'd be a good person to probably ask about this. Can we? And I'm like, sure.
Sharp got you again.
Yeah, I won't be doing that. Oh, and they didn't send me stickers. I didn't get a coffee cup and I didn't get stickers. Aren't I ungrateful?
Poor baby.
Now you know why everybody's busting on you, girl. Such a whiner.
Yup.
Well, if we get some stickers in, we'll put them on a coffee cup for you and send it to you.
I'll take it. Actually, literally right here on the side of my desk is a huge Rubbermaid container full of coffee cups.
Did
We
you know
don't
that
doubt
Savage
you.
doesn't even offer stickers with their rifles?
Yes, they do.
Uh-uh.
They go on your car window. At least the
No,
ones
they
shipping
don't.
out now.
They brand new ones still don't come with.
I just opened up 2 boxes that came into Olathe the gun store that had
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was your boxes, Sharenda. Mike's
No,
talking about Cabela's
it
boxes.
was not my boxes. It was a paying customer's box.
Oh.
And the one that the store got to sell. But I have noticed different the small time guys get different things than the big chains do. So I have
That's
noticed that too.
good point. The big franchises probably get less stuff because they sell more.
Yeah. Like if we go to order stuff, sometimes we'll look at the system and it'll say allocated, and we already know, oh, that's, Cabela's and Bass Pro and them. And then if there's anything left over, we'll get a phone call that say, hey, you still want this?
Guys, we got 38 people, 32 watching now. Got 22 likes. How about clicking that like button for us? It helps boost the show. Maybe 35 watchers.
Are you a watcher?
Kind of. And yes, I've already clicked the like button, but if I click it again, I'm afraid to unlike it.
I think so.
Now I know there's a dislike button. Loud's got you too, Shrenda. The loud's coming from everywhere tonight.
One thing I have noticed with this one, all the stuff that I've been looking for, I've not been able to just walk into a chain and just buy it. I've been having to order a lot of stuff.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Ooh, listen to the drill sergeant.
Hey, Chris, Ed, you know my colors.
Punch that like button. You always use slackers. That comes from Miss Kitty, of all people.
Thanks, Vanessa. Oh, I did also get recently laughed at because I weighed my ammo I was taking, and I was surprised at how many people don't fly with ammo on them, and how so many people were giving me information that I did not need about flying with ammo. Well, why don't you just buy it when you get there? Have y'all not realized that you still can't buy ammo like you want to?
See, the problem is there is a certain amount of people in this world that are just really, 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 really dumb.
And ignorant.
And then there's another group of people in this world that are really, 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 really oblivious to what's going on.
And I think
And
I've talked to
occasionally-
all of them in the last 72 hours.
And occasionally they get together and mate. Yeah. Anyway,
That's like you get at the shop, Mike, probably somebody looking for something you haven't seen since COVID, ammo wise. It's like, where have you been for the last 2.5 years?
right?
Yeah.
Crikey.
Go ahead and fly to a prairie dog shoot with ammo. Ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But
Yeah, you can only take a certain amount of ammo on the plane, Paul.
you have to pay freight.
Which is kind of why, like, I would prefer to drive because there's
Well,
something with the bag check-in and stuff.
We are going
Brenda,
to plan
when
a
I-
prairie dog shoot for next summer.
When I went out to Arizona in 2013, I shipped my rifle out. I shipped out my ammo. I shipped out my handgun ammo. I shipped out my handgun.
I'm not doing that.
Well, it was expensive, but it avoided trouble with TSA. It avoided trouble with the airlines. Yep. Well,
But
I'm
I've never
Pennsylvania
had
to-
trouble.
I'm talking about Pennsylvania to Arizona.
Yeah,
it's
I've
just
never
like
had
being a
trouble.
trailer.
I just make sure I'm compliant, and which is, why I always break down all my guns when I do fly with them, because if somebody opens my case and don't know what they're looking at least they can see it took apart and not worry about it.
We'll have to get you in a ghillie suit there, Vanessa.
PCP airgun prairie dog shoot.
That
Yeah.
sounds like fun.
We'd have to get you in a ghillie suit in order for you to get close enough. And I know they can reach out, 100+ yards.
But still,
Yeah.
most of the time, prairie dog shoots nowadays, you're talking 300-400 yard shots.
Uh-huh.
The dogs got themselves educated.
Well, we've done a pretty good job of it.
Yep. Yep.
We've been putting them to school for a long time.
When you go out, Paul, how long you stay out there?
I go for 5 days, 5 actual
Okay.
shooting days. Yeah.
How
So
long are
you-
you out there per day?
In the field.
In the field, I'll usually get out there about 8:30, 9, and I'll stay out there till 7:30. So, but I'm lucky I have a retreat I can get into. So I got a 7.5 by 16 trailer that's got a gas generator and an AC unit in it. So I
Bragger.
can it's self-preservation. Okay. You know, I'm old. I can't do it like I used to do and spend all day out there like that. So,
We've talked about quite a number of different aspects of shooting today.
Mm-hmm. So
I got a bunch of notes too, so I think I got enough ammo to get this done.
Wait, we're talking about ammo?
No, I'm
no,
about
she's talking about
breaking in.
shooting.
Yeah.
She's got 60 rounds of factory ammo to break in the gun.
I'm kidding.
60
I'm actually,
rounds,
if
okay.
there's I'm gonna get a couple more, but if there's some there, I'm gonna shoot more. I still gotta take shotgun rounds and then handgun rounds too. So I'm taking a starter set.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to shoot in the desert. This is gonna be so much fun.
Anybody got any shout outs?
Lead bullet junkie. Yes, I understand that deer, don't know hunting season, but they sure know activity. Okay. And about every place I've ever gone 2 weeks prior to deer season, everybody is out there putting trail cameras up and traipsing through the woods, getting their deer stand up and everything else. And so, yeah, as soon as they see all those people out there, yep, they sure are. They sure get wary. So
That's why I've always been told the last part of July into August is the best time to get out, do your scouting.
Yep.
Trail cameras, stands, everything up, because that gives them plenty of time to get back in their ways they've always been in. So
yeah,
Yep.
get all your stuff set up in August.
Yeah, it's hotter, but you're out there 2 hours at most.
Squirrels know when it's deer season,
Yeah.
Yeah, because they like to snitch you out.
right?
Yeah.
Or they'll come walking out and stare at you, climb on your shoe.
Wisconsin red squirrels.
I've had that happen.
But
I've
yeah, it never fails to watch hunters, get all excited 2 weeks before season to go out and get all ready and get all their gear together and wonder where the deer went.
So Vanessa said, get him to wander in the garage. It's easier processing. Thomas Peterson actually asked a good question. Talking about when Jim was talking about mailing his guns. Yes, you can mail them to yourself. So if you're double check local laws, but as far as GCA,
Long guns can be
68,
mailed. Guns can be mailed.
you can do
Handguns can't be.
You can technically do handguns too, but there's extra steps involved.
Go to the FFL. To the FFL.
Right. So, but yeah, long guns say if you know you're going to be staying at a hotel and you've got the address, you can actually mail it to the hotel. You just put in care of, you put your name on it. You can go to the FBI or the ATF website and it's actually got all of the information that you need. We're not lawyers. We don't pretend to be lawyers, and we're not ATF agents. So do your own research to verify.
Yes. Please don't walk into UPS with United States Postal Service talking about you want to mail some firearms.
I mail my rifles off all the time.
Yeah, but she's saying don't walk in and say you want to.
Oh.
You better have them packaged up before you ever get in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So.
But,
Yeah, and Vanessa's got another good idea. Make sure they're legal guns in the state you're going to.
Excellent comment. Excellent comment.
Make sure your magazines are legal too.
Good point.
One of the folks on Facebook said, if you feed and run cameras all year, it minimizes pressure. It's like a hobby to me year round. A lot of people do that.
There are a lot of game cameras out there now that are Wi-Fi or cell phone enabled.
Mm-hmm.
That's really the best way to go if you can afford it.
The problem is states are outlawing them.
Yep, some are or talking about it.
There are a few states that have already outlawed them.
Really?
Yep.
Why? Because it gives the hunter too much advantage?
Yep.
Well, you
And-
stop it.
And or poachers.
Yep, that makes sense. You stop and think for a second. You walk in the woods, you're on camera.
hmm That's Jeremy DeBow. That's the Facebook user. That's talking about. He says he uses the cut-in link system, pricey but great. So the other thing you got to be careful of when you're doing that, and we've had a lot of people that have learned this the hard way, is make sure you check not only where you're going to put it and who's the better provider in the area, but make sure you pay attention to who the camera's cell phone provider is.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're in a Verizon area and you buy an AT&T camera, you're SOL.
Yeah.
If you don't get AT&T reception. So
That's what I do is I always ask them what carrier do they use themselves and what's better in their area as far as
Mhm.
phone service when I sell them, because that's if you don't get it, you're SOL, like you said. And so
Excuse me.
I'm fortunate if I handle a lot of public land, so I don't have to worry about putting cameras up because I don't want
Well,
to take a chance of them getting stolen. And I
right.
carry my climbing sticks and stand in with me each morning, so I don't have to worry about it. And get up in the stand in the morning. I get out there an hour earlier than normal. Get up, they don't know I'm there. Nice and quiet, boom. So
God, like Mike said, really, 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 really dumb. Walking into airport security carrying.
Yeah. There's a lot of dumb people like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. The
Vanessa's in Connecticut though, so that's special circumstances. Because yeah. Anyway, but Jeremy said he's got solar panels for his cameras. He's run 427 days on 6D batteries because it's running off the solar panels most of the time, not off the batteries.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, if you're leaving your cameras up for a while, get the solar panels. I had solar when I had camera rig years ago when digital, let's put it this way, they were 2.0 megapixel cameras. Gives you an idea of how long ago it was, kids. But I had the solar panels for my my battery pack, and I literally, the only reason I had to go out there was to get the SD cards because the max the cameras would take would be 32 gig. So I'd have to go out every couple of weeks and get the SD card out of it. But that's one of those things you plan. You plan your route and you decide you're going to go, either you make it a habit to be out in those woods every frickin' day for 8 months, 9 months in advance. And you literally just keep every day, you make it a pattern, which is why you get deer that come up to tractors all the time because they see it all the times. So
that's probably like this week, and I'll probably Saturday. I don't work till in the afternoon. I'll probably head up to where I normally hunt in public ground and take my binoculars and drive around, see if I see any new trails. It's that time of year. We got to get ready to head out, and usually new trails are starting to form this time of year, and so sometimes you'll see them even on those trails.
Yep. So,
And it's also getting time for us to start our loading for our deer season.
Yep.
You know, new bullets, new guns, new ammo. That all this stuff is time to get ready.
mhm.
You know,
That sounds like a different show though.
oh, it will.
So
Yeah.
I'm definitely there for that one. I got new scopes to zero in.
we'll get in the couple of coming weeks. We'll talk about some water, loading for waterfowl. I'll try and get some shot shell experts on that load for waterfowl, especially people that are loading steel, and then we can talk about other stuff. And I still have to do that 30-30 load, so we can do an episode on that. But
There we go.
so
Yeah. So we got waterfowl. You got upland game.
Yep.
loads and different types of heavy shot that are out there and
Mhm.
non-toxic. So
So, well, as I said, swing over to Primary Arms. They don't have J. Dewey, but they've got a lot of other gun cleaning stuff. If you're looking for other options, and generally got a lot of stuff going on. They've got currently 12% off site wide. So it's a good
If you sign
idea.
up on their email list, Mike, as soon as you click on their site, if you sign up for your email list, you get $20 off your first order. I got that tonight when I opened the tablet up onto their site. But you and I both have been there. Well, you've been there a lot more times than I have.
Yeah, so I mean, they've got their email list. That's a good thing to do. I'm not sure what they're going to be changing the FRN code to cover. I think they're going back to just optic mounts in August. So, but anyway, shout out to Patriot Patch Company, Patch of the Month, Patriots Brew Molotov Cocktail. It says revolutionary taste, 100% freedom by volume, 17.76 ounces. So they kind of just really take some time and effort when they're designing a patch. So the new one, I've seen it. It's going back to the summer and surfing, so that'll be fun. Have to wait to see it. So
I still say this patch sticker was created in the name of the Ukraine. The colors are just perfect.
yeah, I have no idea. We'd have to ask Ryan about that. So, but this is his rough drawing. So when you join the Patch a Month company, or club, you get that rough drawing with it before it becomes an actual patch. So, and then you get the patch and the vinyl. So, awesome. All right. So on that note, keep your brass shiny.
Jump on the Millsap short bus.
Teach them shoot and reload when they're young.
Teach a lady how to reload and then let her pinch up off your stash a little bit.
Grandpa told me, he said, don't listen to your mother. Says violence does solve problems.
Support the Second Amendment. It's the most precious right we have. It's the backbone of the Constitution. It's the backbone of the Bill of Rights.
So, quick last question. Paul, you have any idea? It's from Jeremy on Facebook. He says, probably a no-brainer for y'all, but just started reloading 9 on an RCBS turret. What setup would you guys use for Uniflow to mount to the press?
Well, it just bolts right in, screws right in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just screws into a die spot. So, would be my thought.
He's on a turret, so just,
Yep.
slide it right in, right in.
Like the chap said, it's a no-brainer. Screw it right into your turret top.
Yeah.
Don't forget to use the lock nut to keep it from rotating while it's threaded in.
Yep. Otherwise, if you don't want to put it on the turret, then get a bench mount. So, just remember, folks, if you're struggling, there's help out there. 1-800-273-8255. Just I think Vanessa's trying to get us to use a new tagline. You got to check out the chat for that. So, anyway, if you're struggling, 1-800-273-8255. Make sure you reach out. get help. Reaching out and getting help is the courageous thing to do, not the chicken shit thing to do. So, Jeremy
Jason-
Paul Loud said the powder through expanding unit.
By the way, Jason would love that tagline from Vanessa.
Yeah. So, all right, gang. Thank you much. And
Good night, guys.
Night all.